Hi, welcome to Wendy Designs. I thought I'd do something a bit different today. So I found my cover for my hobonichi that I was working in last time. And if it was a real hobonichi, you'd put these straps so that when they overlapped, you put your pen in and it keeps it shut. But I'll go through a bit different to this. Now, when I went to stay with my daughter after the birth of Felicity, she had one of these nappy totes, and I thought I've got to have one of those. So I've kind of put my journaling stuff in here, so that over the weekend I've been hand stitching my fake hobonichi. So in here I've got my pens that I intend to use, my book of watercolors, my guide, my color guide for some old vintage drawings that I've done. I've got some inks. I've got, this was in the Bible journaling bit, but now I've got highlighters and journaling spots in it. So I think that's actually going to go with that. I've also fished out some stencils because I think I'm going to use stencils in it rather than hand drawn because I'm really untidy drawing. I've got my tracing paper. I've also got a pad of the paper that I've made because I'm a bit worried about the layout. So I want to play with some layouts. So today I'm going to make some layouts. And the reason for this, and this has got the washi tape. I don't have a lot of washi tape. And I do have, I use this invisible sellotape for making my own. This is more my Bible journaling, which I've not used. But I intend to do that. And the reason I've done that, so I'm just going to move this tote. I'll tip it on one side. So it's got pockets there, and it's got a big pocket there, and then it has a big pocket there that I've got hand cream and tissues and my bone folder, which I use. And then on this side, I've got a little unpicker and some tissues. So you can find this, and I've got some wipes which are for glasses, so you can find this. Now I bought one for my daughter to keep her wool in, and she loves it. So it's green inside, and you've got Velcro things. So I'll do a different. They're very common. It comes as a square, and then you have a Velcro one across the middle and a Velcro one here. And it's very, very strong, is that Velcro. I've put too much in this really. Now I suppose it's a bit lighter because although these straps are sewn on kind of quite well, I don't want to put too much weight on it. But this will sit on my, I have like a hospital table that goes, a hospital bed table, but it isn't from a hospital. It's a private one, and that sits at the end of my bed. So this means I can just pull it forward and come back. And the reason I've done that is I haven't been too well the last couple of days. So when the arthritis kicks in and the fibromyalgia and everything else I've got, it means that I can do this. Now the reason I've done it, dear, we've got a blur. Bear with me, guys. Come on, you know you want to. I just have to take a few pills. I haven't had my inhaler today, so that's important. I've had my ink pens out and just doing that. So I might use those clips in a bit. My hands are getting very dry because of washing them all the time. So this was mine that I made and I've been using, and see the stitches. And this is, I made this with the pockets inside, and then it has a pocket in here. So all those extra little bits I was drawing, loose ones go in there, and it hides the ugly back. And then on this one, so there's your stitching, that's the cardboard. And then this is the one with all the drawings in that I'm transferring. And again, it's got pockets at this side as well. Oopsie. It's got pockets at this side as well. So I used some frill very roughly. I did it very quickly, and I didn't get the seams quite right, but that's quite good, because actually what it means is I can get my fat pens in it and I don't have to worry about them falling out. So you can get a water brush and a pencil, or you can get a drawing book, a pen. I fit a water brush and my drawing pen in mine, and that's my set to go. So I also made another one, and it was for the sketchbook that I made. This is what the other one looks like at the back. It's just dead boring Copic stitch, and I use the cardboard. So the other one looks exactly like this, the same method. So I decided that I found one of these that I just wrapped the string around. So if you don't want to sew, you can take each signature, and mine's got five pages, and you can wrap a string round, shut it, bring it back, wrap a string round, and you can wrap the string round, and then you have lots of strings, and it's instead of sewing it. But this took me, I did it while I watched 2 films. So I did it yesterday. Oh, there's the pen I wanted to use. I did it yesterday, and then this is the different cover that I made. So you can tell my stitching's wonky. It didn't matter because you're not going to see this, but I had 54 signatures with 5 pages, but when you fold them in half, they become 10. And so I made an extra 4. I made an extra 4 so that I had 60. So I've got 60 signatures with 5 pages. And that's the back of the cover. And this one is just the tube method. So you have a cover and a back, and then I put the lace all the way around the edge. I originally bought this, and I've got, when you sew it, you can put some ribbon in it to make tabs. And then what you do is you have to do this backwards. And the reason for this is mine's quite flexible. If it's not flexible, you have to do it in 2s. It took a while to get in. I shouldn't have taken it out really, because it's a bit fiddly, because it's a tight fit, because I wanted a tighter fit. Now my original one went further down, but because this is quite a chunky book, I'll get that right, it fits here, but obviously it doesn't go down as far now. So the reason I've done this is because it will go completely flat no matter where you are in the book. Now obviously when you get to here, there's nothing to hold this up because it's quite deep. So you could do this and you're almost on a flat surface. So it's going to last me a while. Now the reason I've done this is because I love the idea of the hobonichi, but like the price, because I'm a tight Yorkshire lass. If I just show you here, I haven't done anything to this. I do have the holes because this is made from a refill pack and some layout paper. This is layout paper. And when hubby comes, I'll have to bring the big sheet down. So I cut 2 of the sheets, made the inserts for 4 signatures together with this one here, which is just folded in half. But of course we've got the holes in it, but it didn't bother me. Now the reason I'm doing it is because I want to be artistic, but sometimes I just don't want to color, or I just don't want to do things. And I want to do something positive. And I thought, we're going to be here a while. I want to do a positive journal. So I want to do a journal about diet, if I'm doing any fitness, I've written down I need to walk down the garden twice. Well, my garden takes you 10 minutes to get to the bottom of the field. I haven't walked that far for about 5 years, so it was probably not the best thing. So my idea of getting my is asking hubby to put together my electric scooter and just going around the dog walk, probably with Alfie on my knee, and having some fresh air, because I can't really walk. And if I get a flare up of anything, it tends to it's debilitating, and then I lose days. So what I want to do, but I want to record it in here. I also want to record a typical hobonichi, what I did in that day, what I created, what page, a color page I worked in. So it's not going to be a negative coronavirus journal, it's going to be a positive one. And hi, could you pass me that big layout pad down? Thank you. I've just got to drink my tea, guys, because I've made a cup of tea. Just bear with me 2 seconds, Nigel. Sorry, guys. Now I'll do this for a minute, but this is the A2 size paper. It's crinkly. It's called layout paper. So we fold it to make A3, and then we fold it and obviously cut it. Fold it to make A4, which is printer paper size. 8 3/4, 11 1/2. Oh, that might be the wrong way around, but that's printer paper size. And then what I did is fold it, and with a bone folder make a beautiful crease, and that's a part of my signature. And so if you do that, and I'm just going to give this to hubby to put away, thank you, because it's on top of the wardrobe out the way.
You're warm enough to...
I'm fine, darling, thank you. So that's how I made this particular page. Now I do have a couple of them kicking about. Now the reason I've done this is now it's not all squared. I've got some paper, so if I want to do a doodle I can do. I haven't decided how I want to do the hobonichi, but obviously I'm going to try, and I've made some notes because I haven't used one before. I've picked out a few pens that I want. So Christmas, I've always got this pen, which I've always loved, this carbon pen. The problem with it is the cartridges weren't. Now I haven't used this pen for over a year, so let's just see if it works. So the reason is that if I don't want to get a colour book out, or I don't want to, I can still be creative. So I've got this pad, and what I'm going to do here is just practice some layouts. So if we do April, you see, it doesn't matter how long you leave this pen, it always writes first time when you open it. A little bit about my isograph. Now I've got this one for drawing because I know it doesn't go through either paper. This one I'm not sure about, so I have to play. But what I've done is I think there's a video on me doing this. I've put, when this had run out, I've put my rotring, bear with me a second. Oh, I had one out and I put it away. I've been too tidy. I use my rotring ink and a syringe that I bought from the model railway shows, and it has a very fat needle, so you get the syringe and you can push it onto your hand and it won't hurt you. Haven't got one handy. I might have a shrink over. Everything has been stripped because that's not one. I kept that one, but it wasn't one. So I do have some syringes somewhere, and you can. Oopsie. So I with a railway syringe, and they use them on the railway railway modelers, because they can get the point into the engine and re-oil it with special very fine oil for the engine and the gubbins that go around and round. So this, I think this one has, we'll just test it because I might be talking porkies. I'm pretty sure this one is Indian ink. No, it isn't. You see, it runs. But actually, I quite like that. I quite like that because it's very similar to highlighting something. So actually, I've just created my own highlighter that isn't bright yellow or bright pink. Oh, I quite like that. The other thing I've got is probably because I haven't let it dry properly, I think might be the one. I put this just out of my reach, which is not a good idea. So the other thing I thought was, if you only have, oh gosh, I didn't. I've got what the rattle is this chair has a metal ring to put your feet on, and it loosens, and I tighten it up nearly every day, and it loosens, and it drives me insane. And I wish I could get it off, but I can't. So that's what that wobble thing is. So for Christmas, and I'm ashamed to say I haven't used them very much, I bought for Christmas, I bought my own presents. I bought the Derwent sketching book and the Derwent bullet journal book. And with it, you get these pens. If I can get them all out. I think you get sepia and black and a grey. So I've taken them from there because I've been too frightened to work with them, and I've put them in here. So we've got we've got 2.0, so I might take one out. I've got a 0.8, a 0.5, a 0.05, 0.2, 0.3, 03, 05, and a 0.3. And I actually thought I like these colours for my backgrounds, so I think I'm going to keep those. So that's going to be my drawing thing, which is considerably less than the big pencils I normally have. In here, I found another one, so that's a 0.1. I've got a water and fade proof uni pin fine liner and a pigment liner 0.5. I've got the Derwent little watercolor brush that came in the set that I gave my daughter. I've got a Faber-Castell 0.7, and I've got my Graph Gear 1000 pencil 0.5. I've got a brush pen, which I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. I've got this kind of pair of little scissors, which I might actually donate to my daughter because I don't know where I got this from. Oh, found a crochet hook. I've got my little tiny sharpener for my, and this will be in, I will put this one in, and this is it's a 2mm 5B, and the little pencil sharpener sharpens the edge to a fine point, because I might start to do a little bit of sketching. And then I've got just an ordinary paper clip. So I would think that might stick out too much, but I might be able to pull that out of here and still use just the clip. I think that might be interesting. So that's what I've got in there. I think that's going to be enough. I've got 2 clips. And the idea is that I use this book every day because I'm very bad at diaries and I'm very bad at keeping track on things. But it's normally time for me. So what I've decided is I think I probably will have time now. So there's no excuse. And because I want to make this time in basically confinement, then I'm going to make it positive. So I probably will do the journaling here like a hobonichi, but then on this page do some kind of idea, creative idea. Oops, sorry, it does not like pen. Just bear with me. See if I can get this off. It always tells me it's not on when I go into the Logitech. Just bear with me. I'm just going to have my inhaler because I've forgotten it. And I hadn't taken it for about a year, so 6 months. Excuse me, this could be a cough. Excuse me, it makes me cough. That's why I stopped taking it. But since my lungs were really bad, I decided that I needed to boost my lungs a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I did say that I did try the hobonichi thing, and that's as far as I got. So clearly it wasn't my thing, but I like the idea. Oh dear, excuse me. I just finished the tea because it's gone cold. Excuse me. So I think I mean, I do have a little bit. So I said it says started 7 days on steroids. And this was Friday the 20th of June, but it's probably quite a long time. I haven't put the date on it, so that's ridiculous. Excuse me. Yeah, tried to do weird things. It's not worked for me. Oh, if I don't stop coughing, guys, I'm going to have to call it a day, I'm afraid. Oh, just bear with me a second. Oh dear. One thing I do need to go through is my little post-it notes, because I think they're quite handy in there as well. So that's my setup. Is I've got a pencil case, which I probably will, if I look in here, I've got my post-it notes. I've got some little post-it notes. Oh, I've got a pen loop. I might use that. Nail file and some little tiny post-it notes and some highlighters and a fountain pen, another clippy. So I think I could repurpose this, which came in my Bible journal. And if you extend it, it will fit on here. So I've got a pencil case that sits on there. So I think I've got everything. I don't think I need the bone folder. I just bob it in that one. I do want that pen there. I can put that out of the way. So I'll just bob this to one side, but I'll leave that one out. I'm cleaning my pens as I go along. So these are the two. This one has this got 60 signatures, but actually working on that. Oh, sorry guys, let me count. So we've got just bear with me a second. Oh, So this is one signature. So we've got 1, oops, 2. I'm trying to lick my hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. So actually I've got 20 pages in each signature. So I haven't got 600 pages. I've got 1,200. Just bear with me a second, guys. Just have to go get oh my. It always makes me cough, does my inhaler, but I mustn't. If I stop taking it, I think I must go back to taking it. So, so actually, I'm going to have to change the title because I've got. So if I've got the same here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 pages here. So 8. I don't know how many signatures I've got. There's quite a few here, so I'll have to change that. I don't know where to put that. And what I've used is some heavy beads, some heavy metal beads for my, and this was made exactly the same way. So this one was originally a loose one. I think there's probably a video of me making it, but I unraveled the string here, and then and I've left this one for a bookmark. So that will be a bookmark. I'm just going to hide that underneath for the minute. So I like the idea of the hobonichi, but I'm not very neat. So I thought I would just play with some layouts. But I actually quite like that. So I made that by accident with this pen. The next thing to work out is a stencil. Now I have a little stencil which I love, and I can't find it. It's a flowchart, but I want a lettering one so that I can be quite neat. Now, the one thing I have to do is tear this out. And make, so I thought it would be a very positive thing. So it's going to, so at the end of it, it's going to be a positive read, not a negative. Not a negative. So this is how I made each page. And when you have a really nice crease like that, it gives you a very fine crinkle, and you can do that. I need to just leave something that's colored on here. Sorry guys, I can't get the automatic focus off. Oh, hi Sunpat, welcome to Bunny Designs. Oh, I've got a cup in the way now. Typical. I still can't pick things. I can't pick things up with this elbow. I was convinced it was broken, and I was really hoping it was broken. And my husband said, "Why on earth do you want it to be broken?" I said, "Because if it's a break, it'll get better." But I'm pretty sure it's arthritis, and it means I just can't pick anything up. So unfortunately, it's going to the elbows now, guys. So I've got these stencils, but what I need to do, I think that will be too big. I want to find a stencil that will go in here that I can always keep. Now, the reason I've got all these is I bought these for the girls. Now, that one might be interesting. I love that one, but it's too big. I do like that one. But it would be too big to write April, May, June and all that. Again, there's 2 of everything because of that. A ruler at either side. And I'm wondering if that will go in there. Oh, I like that. I like that. We don't have any capital letters though. Duh. Not happy about that. So that's that one. So I'm going to play with those. I do like that one, and I love this one, but it's too big. Is that one that one? Yes. Now I will just very quickly do a show and tell. So I can use those on days that I'm doing other things, but do I want my hobonichi to match? Yes, I think I do. I think I want to use, oh, I've got a smiley face, look. So if I do 2 eyes and the thing, I've got a smiley face. So it's looking that, but then it means they're not going to be capital letters. So I have to am I bothered with that? That's what I have to think. Just 2 seconds, guys. So I'll have a play. I think I like that one. I like the feel of it as well. But really quickly, now I need to put my cup somewhere that's not going to break. I'll put it in the drawer. If I slide this forward, oh my goodness me. This is my drawing board. So under here, there'll be all sorts of dust on there because I can't dust at the moment because my lungs are really bad. So I bought this from eBay, and I have a lot of in fact, this is probably, I'm going to change this because I've never seen one of these before. And I wanted it because it had the smaller stencils, but also now they want to clean, but it has these in them. So these are all circles, but it has these. Now they want to wash. They need a wipe, but these are, oh, look what I found. Oh, I think we found what we want. That's all capital letters. These are to go with the rotary, so they're very small. Oh my goodness, look at the size of those. See if I can remember how you get these off. Some pop off. Yep, some. Oh my goodness, look at these. Now, there is a fat ridge, so when you use the rotary pen, it won't smudge. Because remember what we say about putting a ruler on something, it smudges, but this has got that ridge, so it won't. But oh my goodness, look at the size of that. So if I show you my just an ordinary biro, wouldn't even go in there. And again, they're in the little boxes, so I could do that. So I've not even been in this box because it's dirty and dusty. And they're all different, and they're all different sizes, but I might take these out. Obviously, these are going to be too big. Oh, don't know though. Look at that. That's quite spectacular, is that one? No, turned it upside down. There we are. Can we see? That's quite nice, is that one? And it's full of them. As I said, I haven't been in here. That's just A to Z. Unipen stencil. I don't even know. That's a nice one. That's lowercase. Oh, look at this. Oh, this has got numbers on it. Look at that one. This is Unipen guide. So this is the Unipen one, not the isograph. I don't know if I want to put them back in there because I can't get them out. As I say, I haven't been in here, so it doesn't. And they've gone. Some of them have gone rusty. They just need a clean, I think. But I've never seen anything like this before. but I've seen the little ones that I've got that I've this mine are in these boxes, and these are the rotary ones. And I can't put my hands on it in a minute. So, oh, this one's still in its. Oh my goodness! Look at that one. Oh, now that's interesting. It's got little squares on it. See if I can put it on there. You can see it's got squares. I like that one, and it would go in the pencil case. Sorry guys, I'm getting a bit. I've not been in here. Oh, there's another one with numbers in it. As I say, I bought it and I put. Oh, I like those. They're italic. So they're italic numbers. Oh, I like those. I like those. So this is lettering guide, patented in 1926. You can still pick these up. I've seen a couple, but they're really expensive. This is a bit rusty, this one. Italic numbers, though. That would be wonderful for my hobonichi. But I'm not a very neat writer, so oh, gorgeous. Look at that one. See if I can find something that's. And again, the rotary pen will go in here. The fine liner will go in here. So yeah, I like that one. But I've got these, so I've got circles. So I'm going to wipe these. This one's in a little box, so I think it would be easy for me to use. This has got and the A is in the middle somewhere else. Let me find where you've got the middle for the A and the D, the O and the P somewhere. Oh my goodness, that is amazing, that one. I think I might just leave that one out. And of course that means that you can write, obviously not when you're writing your journal bit, but when you're writing it up. I'm going to do it, I'm going to copy, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to copy, I think I'm going to copy the principle of that, of the hobonichi. So we're going to have, oh, wrong one, sorry guys, wrong one. I will have, I think I'll leave the first signature for kind of an index in case I want to put an index in the front. But then we'll have a year one. I'll do a year one, and maybe a year's goals. I then want to do a month one. So there'll be a month and some drawing. Sorry, a month. And I can use the paper with the lines. If you can see, I can still draw neatly here, which when you lift it up looks bloody awesome, because it looks like you're perfectly drawing things and writing things. In actual fact, you've used the square. Now, another thing you can do, if you've only got layout paper, you can buy this for your kids and to draw. If you've just got this, you can color squares in and color patterns in, and away you go. You don't need a color book. And your kids can give them a couple of pages of these and get some pencils, and they can color squares in. They can color every other square on, or during the night when you're watching TV in the evening, you can draw patterns with a pencil, and then you can give them to the kids the following day to color in. But I think if you just give them this with the squares, you'll be amazed at what they can do. But you can then just use one of these and then make your whole book with the layout paper, and it'll all be plain. So if you want to do a complete watercolor, remember we can use watercolor, but not very strong. So only doing watercolor pencils, or maybe the Caran d'Ache watercolor pencils, but not intense, not, I think even the Neos will go through on here, because I did it before when they've gone through on my Bible pages. So no Neos unless you use them on a paper palette, very, very reduced water, but then not wet. You need a barely damp brush. So you could do a kind of a drawing thing on here and a watercolor thing on here when I say colouring, and then you can do your daily what's happened in the world, what you've eaten. I'm not going to put anything about the coronavirus in here. This is going to be a positive journey for me. It's going to have the weight because I'm losing weight because I'm not getting to the crisps and the biscuits. The only thing I do have, which I've now run out of, are the oat ginger biscuits and the oat fruit biscuits, which I have for my breakfast first thing to take a pill. So I've run out of those, but I do have, hopefully, I've managed to get a shopping thing from Asda on Friday. So I've got 4 or 5 days to do without. But I do have some honey, and I have some oat cake biscuits that I can put a little bit of honey on, or a little bit of I can't have peanuts, but I've got an almond butter which is very similar to peanut butter, but it's not made with peanuts because I can't have peanuts, not because I'm allergic to nuts, but I have gout and pseudo gout, and they've put peanuts on the list, which is a shame because when you get bags of mixed nuts that you can nibble, and they're, instead of crisps and horrible things which are high in purates and purines, which causes the gout, it causes uric acid to go up. They always put blooming peanuts in it to fill it out a bit. So anyway, we have to be a bit careful. But it's not life-threatening. It's just I get the headache. I get gout in the head. So again, I'm going to have a diet weight loss thing chart, because this is the time when we can do. I've always said I don't have the patience and I don't have the time to fill out a diary. Well, I do now. So this means, but it's going to be a positive diary journal. It's like this because I think the world's going to be different for a fair amount of time. So I made it like this, so that it's going to be a journey. And there's so I thought there was 600 pages. There's 1,200 pages. So again, I might feel that I want to do a bit of something else in here. If I haven't got this book with me, then I can work in this book. It's going to be a positive thing. So I did write my little tiny journal, which I thought I picked up and brought over. So I'm going to take these out. Oh, I love that little diddy one. I'm only going to keep a couple out, guys. I'm going to keep that one out because it's so darn stitchy. That one's a little bit bigger, I think. No, I don't think it is. As I said, I've just got to have a quick nosy to see what's in here. Now they've got the missing bit, and I don't know why they've got the missing bit. There isn't a little circle, so if you see, lowercase, although I don't really need lowercase. I don't need that one as much as it's gorgeous and it's Didi. How awesome is this? Sorry guys, I'm just getting a bit it's like Christmas. I might leave this one out because that is pretty. It's got everything on it and it's got some quite nice marks. It's got little hearts. Look, it's got a little heart there. Let me see if I can get a piece of paper. So it's got some hearts. It's got hearts. It's got all sorts. It's got the smiley face. I might leave that one out purely because it has everything on it. And I do need a bit bigger one for the April and the dates and things. So let's just see if we can get an italic. And we've got letters, but they're big. Oh, they're big. Oh my goodness, look at that one. It's got a pound sign. Yay! Oh, that's another thing I'm going to do as well. That's the same as that. No, it's bigger. I'm going to keep these out and have a bit of a play. And then what I find, oops, it's Alfie. Alfie's been in the wars. We think he went under the car to get his ball and he cracked his head. He cracked his head on the car. I actually think I like that one. So I'm getting too many out now, guys. I'm getting too many out. So let's pop these back. I need to go in here and have a real good sort out. I just wanted to have a look to see what I've actually got. As I say, I found these. They're a little bit expensive, but you can find them that are not. I bought this one for, I can't remember how much it was. It wasn't very much, 20 quid or something. I've seen them for 50 and a lot more expensive with a lot, but they're not rusty, so you get what you pay for. But it was these I wanted because these are quite expensive to buy. So I've got definitely those. I'm just going to shut this up and pop it back under there, together with the dust. I then now need a baby wipe. Now I bought that quite a while ago, but when did I buy it? About 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. So if I have just recently bought that, oh my God, if I had just recently bought it, I would then use a bleach wipe instead of a baby wipe. And the reason I have baby wipes is because of Felicity. But again, she won't be coming for a while. So if you've just bought something from eBay and it's plastic to just really, I could have put this in hot soapy water, but I don't want to get up. So we'll put that on there. And I'm not doing this for germs. I'm doing it because I don't want to put dirty marks on my pages. I think I might get hubby to clean these, but look at these gorgeous, gorgeous shapes. Now, my favorite one is my Helix. And I found it recently and put it somewhere. It was always in the pocket of my fake hobonichi. But I put it somewhere. And the other thing is I might just have to flatten this one. But you can see all these gorgeous shapes. Now this is a bit thicker, this one, so I might actually use this one. I think it's a harder one. So these aren't Helix. Have a look what they are. Really, I could give them to hubby to clean. But they're going to be brilliant because I don't want to use stickers. I don't think I want to use stickers. Oh, look at these little Didi ones. Aren't they going to be gorgeous? And sometimes you can find things like this. Now, I do like this one. This one is Practical House Holder. And it's got centimetres. And it's got centimetres and inches. And I like this one. It's all capitals. I was looking if it told you what. It looks like Helvetica or the Romans one. It's a traditional one that they use in newspapers. That one's fairly clean. I think I might just clean the. You see, they're not rusty. They're just dirty because they're plastic. I like that big one. That would be nice for the date. Hello, boy. Hello. So when he went under the car, just bear with me, I can shut the door because we've got the guinea pigs upstairs, and he's been in my room all weekend, haven't you, Alf? He's been sitting on the bed, haven't you, Alf? You've been a good boy. So when he was under the car, he obviously tried to kind of stand up with his ball in his mouth, because he's not all there, isn't Alfie, in case you don't know that. And what he did was we think that's when he trapped his head. He's hurt his head, and he squealed like a pig because he's got a hole in the head to his skull, and because he squealed, yeah. So that was the kerfuffle we had last week. But we kept him calm, and that's the idea: is you sit with them and just keep them calm, and then he's had a bandage around his ear for a couple of days. Just give that a wipe. Just because you find that no matter how you try to be clean, that's italics, that one, you find you get a smudge on your work, and then once you've done that, you think, oh, I've ruined the page now. So I'm just doing it to get these marks off, and as you see, they didn't look that dirty. Now some of these are kind of bent a little bit, but it's not going to bother me that much. So again, it's a good idea to have a play, because I'm not sure if I'm not going to do the weather. I don't think I'm going to do the weather, but I will put that I went out on my scooter, because I do need to do some exercise, not some exercise, but get some fresh air. I do sit with all the windows open, and it's freezing. I think that one's mine, that one, but I think I like that one because it's got everything. It's got uppercase, lowercase, it's got the smiley face, it's got hearts, very tiny, and it's got numbers. So again, that is such a neat little system there. So that is quite a nice little set. But then I absolutely, oh my goodness, look at this one. Love this one as well. This has got, it's got little squares, little triangles, and it's got different squares. Excuse me. It doesn't say what they are. Now it has letters on the top, but you can't use them, if that makes any sense. And it has a little button here, so you must move it from one side to the other. All the different letter set things have different letters, and stencils have normally. Oh my goodness, my desk is messy now. Get rid of that. So if that had just come, that would be a bleach wipe. And I probably would have used a bleach wipe anyway, because it's come from somewhere that I don't know where it's from. Just have to see if I can dry this now. Put that on there. So we'll have a look at some of these. So I was going to look at this one. And I'm planning to start this in April. I'm sure I had my little book. So I made notes of what I want to put in here. I've also found my Midori, my real Midori. So this will be my ordinary. Going back to set this up as my ordinary, and again you can see the string's gone. It's that old, my Midori. The elastic's gone on the string, but it is a real Midori. I use the bullet journal system, and I put the squares in here. So this will just be a bog standard bullet journal. And I found this, so I'm not sure if I'm going to put this one in it. I've also got this one. So you can find things to put in there, but I like my bullet journal, but I might use it in conjunction with one of these, I think, because again, they look a little bit scruffy. So what have I written down? I've written down calendars, side tabs, color code, monthly 2 pages, weekly, highlighter, to-do list, weight, sleep, diet, drawing, color book. I'm also going to have a whole list as well, so it's going to be a little bit kind of combination of bullet journal come hobonichi, where I'm going to be writing down what color pages I've colored. So then again, that's another so I might have Colin Thompson and then the pages and tick off when I've done them, because I think that's important. Sorry guys, I don't know what's wrong with my and a page a day of what I did. So a typical kind of a diary. So I've got defined stickers, end of year, and plain paper. I don't know why I've written that. So I've written highlighter, weight, sleep. My sleep's terrible at the minute. Diet, drawing, color book, streaming. My streams, because I started streaming again. My isolation diary for positive, good, and achievements. So positive goals and achievements. So this is going to be my positive. There's nothing negative in here. I don't want to write anything negative. This is using my time for better things, because I don't have time normally to do things. Now I do. I put walk down the garden, pick flowers to draw that day. So that's roughly what I want to try and put in each page. So having said that, I now need to kind of, and the way you use a stencil is, this is how we were taught to do it years ago. I'll do it in this pencil purely because I don't think you'll be able to see. So if you're going to use this stencil, you don't, and you wanted it here, you're not going to follow this line. So what you need to do is, if you wanted it on that line, in very faint pencil, you would draw a line. So that meant that every time you moved this, you put this to this line, and then everything will be level. You don't try and get them right next to each other, because you'll make a boo-boo. So again, with this one it'd be slightly more difficult because you've got them on different levels. You could possibly do that. So let's just do April. You need to space things wider or nearer depending on what you've got. So if you've got these two, you want them to be nearer, and if you've got two lined ones, you want to be further apart, and it's the eye telling you that it's wrong. So if you use the gap system that's sometimes laid out, it'll look odd, and that's because letters look wider apart than others. So it's a bit of a trick. So if that should be there, I'm going to put that one there. So if you've got this stencil, you can draw your line, and then you can use that line to put the bottom on, and use it in a different way than you would, say, this one, because that's in the middle, and this is on split level. So we'll do that one. So now I want an R. So again, that there, and move it away a bit. Now I think I want to be slightly smaller than this, but I'm just going to have a look so again, that's a big gap. So I'm going to put the eye a little bit nearer. I think I'm going to use capital letters. I don't think I'm going to do this, but this is just showing you how to do it. So again, that should go there, but there's not less gap. So we'll move it away a little bit. So that's almost perfect. Oops, sorry, that's almost perfect, but I've got things together. need to do something about this stupid thing and it's getting on my nerves. It tells me that it's not on automatic focus. Oh. Oh, it's going to drive me insane, to say nothing of everybody else. I hate it when people don't get it off automatic focus. So I need to leave something so it'll focus. So I'll leave that there. I'm going to have to stop this video, guys, because I can't watch videos when they're on automatic focus. And this tells me, it tells me that it isn't on. It tells me that it's not on. Right. Let's see if that's done it. Come on. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I knocked the wrong. Gosh, sorry guys, just bear with me a second. I knocked off that one. Did that come back? Oh, it's so slow, is this? No. Oh, I've just knocked a button off and I don't know which one I've knocked off. Oh, for goodness sake. Just bear with me, guys. I've just knocked off automatic white balance. I thought I got past this. It's just not opening up. It's just not opening up. Come on. So, what did I just... Was that the one that I took off, the Chrome key? Automatic white balance. Think, hopefully it should be better. Oh, for God's sake, what have I done? I'm going to have to finish, guys. I've just hit a button. Dear. It's so slow, this. It's only an i3, so it's so slow. What did I hit? I don't know what I hit. I hit a button. I hit a button. Oh, sorry, guys. I've messed up. I'm going to have to finish. I'll come back in a second. I'll come back in about 10 minutes. It'll reset itself, hopefully, because I just don't know what I've done. I've hit a button. I've got the automatic focus off, but I've hit a button and it's not doing it. So I'll have to come back, guys. Sorry. Hopefully I'll be back in about 10 minutes.